All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. As my man Kevin Hart says, it's the Commissioner Big Leak, aka Big Meat, coming to you. You fellas out there in the Dirty Dozen Fantasy Football League. Saturday night, I know I'm late. I'm late, man. Late. How you gonna be late? And you ain't got no job. This NBA lockout is killing the brother. Not really. I'm not really looking forward to it. I'm knee deep in fantasy football. NFL's where it's at, fellas. If I'd have had another kidney, I'd definitely be on the gridiron right now, doing my thug thizzle. But anyway, I digress. Let's go into our fantasy football league, fellas. Week 9. Should have did this last week. Last week would have been the official halfway point. But being as though I'm a black commissioner and we on CP time or black people time, we're a week late with the mid-season report cards. Deal with it. I don't have to be politically correct in this league. Anyway, let's go through the league. See, it's been a lot of moves and shakings and all kinds of belly achings, a lot of rapings. Tim and Will, you guys are getting F's. Definitely. You know, I'm usually the type of commissioner, type of, teacher that grades like on a curve. So a lot of athletes and stupid kids like to take my class because if you show up and you breathe air and drink water, I'm gonna give you an A. I'm gonna pass you. You prove you're a mammal. It's cool. But you guys are getting F's for the shenanigans and definitely putting a dark cloud over my league. So we're gonna start things off with the Tro 6-2 in Division 1. First place. This man is around the world at all different times fighting terrorism and protecting our country's interests, but he's definitely taking care of his own interests in this league because he's 6-2 with Chicago twosome. He has Mike Vick also. This guy drafted him, I know, just to spite me, but he's making the most out of it. Jay Cutler, Matt Forte, the Chicago fearsome twosome if that's a word, or duo, I guess you could say. These guys have been wreaking havoc all year long, especially Matt Forte. He needs to get the money from Chicago, but he's not. He's going to go somewhere else, like freaking Miami or something. I don't know. But anyway, they play Philly this week, Monday Night Football. They're going to get smashed in the link. And yours truly and my little brother Corey, we're going to be in the house representing Gangrene to the fullest. I popped the shirt, but you meant pop the collar. But anyway, Kevin Falk, he's coming off injury. I don't really know what the trail is going to get out of him. Wes Welker started out the first couple of weeks as the number 1 wide receiver in the AFC, but now the league is kind of getting on to him and catching on to him and following Rex Ryan's defensive pattern on him. Just triangle his ass in. He's not going to do anything. But he's got a lot of pieces to throw on the bench. Mike Vick, Ryan Matthews, Reggie Wayne, Cam Newton, Devin Hess. This guy has all the quarterbacks. If he was any kind of GM, he would have made a trade by now to boost up that weak running back core he has. But he's 6-2 in second place, first in his division. Who am I to talk about him? So we'll give him an A. A minus. A minus. He's in first place doing big things. 1 game ahead of me, the eventual champions. I've struggled off and on, man. I've lost some games, won some games, struggled with the bye weeks. But I'm the commissioner, public enemy number 1. Got a solid team, very good running back core. Need Dez Bryant to step up. I'm not even going to be greedy. I'm going to give myself a B, solid B, not a B minus, not a B plus, solid B. 5-3 second with the kinds of things I have to go through early in the year. That's all right. We got not them again. My man Mike Finley, who once told me he wasn't interested in any of the bums on my roster, but I'm 1 game ahead of him. We'll see what happens. He's playing Curtis Painter, so I might be 2 games ahead of him very soon. Sean Green hasn't given him what he's wanted. I can see that he's been on the league lately because he's picked up Chris Agbanaya or whatever, the Cleveland running back. So he's definitely active, making moves and managing his team. He's just playing mime this season. We never hear from him, but it's all good. As long as he manages his teams, answers his little trade proposal stuff, he's all right with the commish. Larry Fitzgerald, Sidney Rice, solid. Sidney Rice definitely needs to step up, but I don't know what Larry's going to do with no Kevin Cobb this week. He's not getting any mileage out of Peyton Hillis. That's what's killing him this year, him being Mike Finley. Matt Stafford is on the bye, but he's a solid 4th rated quarterback in the league. Julio Jones needs to step up and get that hamstring right so he can team up with Larry Fitzgerald and hopefully lead my man Finn to some winning ways. But at 4-4, If the season were to end right now, he's in 8th place, he'd be in the playoffs. I'll give him a solid B minus. B minus for my man Finn. Team bust Joe ass. He's getting his ass bust every week. This is not him. This man comes from championship pedigree. He won the inaugural Dirty Dozen Fantasy Football League championship and got the trophy to prove it. But a lot of things have changed, man. Like the Spurs GM, I mean, he's gotten caught with driving while intoxicated and all kinds of things. He's blaming it on his insulin, but who knows what's going on. Those of you related to the Spurs in this league, that stays in-house. What happens in the Dirty Dozen Fantasy Football League stays in the Dirty Dozen Fantasy Football League. My man Nell's definitely game, though. He's making some moves, trading people left and right, picking up people, so he's trying to get right. But at this point, he has to win out to have a chance to go into the playoffs. He has to be 6-8. 6-8 gives you an outside chance at the playoffs, and right now it's not looking good for Team Bust Your Ass. So, being as though I'm grading on the curve, I'm the teacher that all the students like to take. I'll give him a C minus, D plus. D plus, C minus. I don't know. Depending on, if he wears an Eagles hat to class or whatever. So we got Team Believe That. And this man just started out, I was giving him an incomplete or like about to fail him just because him and Will were in cahoots on this freaking Arian Foster trade. But it, seems to be not paying dividends. I mean, it is paying dividends, but you reap what you sow, Tim, because Rashard Mendenhall, your first pick, hadn't given you anything but one good game this year. And when you do dirt, you get dirt. That's what you get for this Arian Foster trade, because Rashard Mendenhall is giving you nothing. Nothing. Brandon Marshall, ever since week 1, has given you nothing. Marcus Colston, he's going to probably pick it up. And you would have Deshaun Jackson on the year he decides to forget where the end zone is on the football field. But he's actually going to remember where they are on Monday when we beat up on your Bears. So since we played the Bears this week, I'm hating you. And you're in 3rd place ahead of me. And you made that silly-ass trade. F. I don't care if you bring your parents and all the kinds of guardians up there. I slap them too. I'm slapping you with an F, and anybody else you bring up to my office during parent-teacher conferences, they getting slapped too. I don't care. F for 5 and 3. F. Next, we got the Brooklyn Boys. My man Derek Hostler from the BK. Doing alright at 4-4. Started out really rough. Made the blockbuster deal, sending Ray Rice to yours truly for Aaron Rodgers, the #1 quarterback in the league. And since then, I think he's won 4 out of 5. So definitely going to give him a B minus, C plus, because he's keeping up with the league, making the correct moves to put his team in contention. Right now, he's in the playoff hunt at 4-4. So my man Derek gets a B minus, C plus for that effort. The San Antonio top-notch weight. This guy, I don't know. I'm not going to be too hard on him, man, because, I mean, he has like a size 9 head. I mean, he makes my head look like Beetlejuice head at the end, and he makes my head look small. And anybody that can do that got a big-ass dome. So, he's got a lot on his mind, so I don't really want to put too much more on it. So, 4-4. I'm going to give him an A just because, he be stretching out hats or whatever. Really, I mean, he's like a hat stretcher. And then you guys need to... your head grows or you get some more hair, you need a bigger hat. Send it to C. White. He'll hook you right up. Mojo Rising, again, 3 and 5, give him an F. And if you want to know why, just rewind this back to the Tim Duncan part. You'll see why he gets an F. Not even going to go over his team, but he does have a cool picture from the 70s band. But he gets an F. 3 and 5, F. Arian Foster trade. Peace. Get out. No. Good Iron Gangsters, 7-1. Now this man, he kind of keeps you from giving him the proper credit. I mean, this guy's good. You look at his roster, he's on his game. He knows what he's doing. He's drafted a very, very strong team. He's withstood some bye weeks things and excuse me, the injury bug. Man, I just hit the table, and one of my daughter's little talking Elmo toys went off, man. I was about to go to the hip, get the cow up in here, but I calmed down. I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous. There she go again. But anyway, Tony Romo, I know for a fact he doesn't like Tony Romo, but who does? Tony Romo's teammates doesn't even like Tony Romo. But he's rolling with him because he's a pretty decent fantasy football quarterback just because his team is always losing and he constantly has to throw. But anyway, CJ2K, his first pick, first or second, really not paying dividends. And if I was Carlisle right now, I'd be trying to pawn him off to any sucker that was born 60 seconds after him. But anyway, getting back to my original point. This guy, you can't really give him credit because he's beating himself in the back so hard he's going to break his hand. This guy once played basketball in high school, or in Harvard where he went. He played for Harvard, but he put himself on the injury list because he was patting himself on the back, man. He had like a strained shoulder, broken hand or whatever, man. He's just the best who ever done it. I'm going to call him Q Richardson because nobody does it better than him. Anyway, Darren Sproles, very good running back, but one of the problems I see with that is you never know when he's going to do it. Manningham has lost his job to Victor Cruz. Mike Wallace is the number 4 wide receiver in the game. Jimmy Graham, another great. I think that might have been a waiver wire pickup. If not, it was a late draft choice. But number 1 tight end in the game, Drew Brees' favorite target. But then he has Megatron. Santonio Holmes is solid. Steve Smith on the bench. This guy is, just talented piece after talented piece. Janikowski coming back from injury. So he has pieces. He just needs to put it all together and see if he can ride out this 7-1 start he's started. But this is, like I said, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's chess, not checkers. And you don't draft for 9 weeks of the season. You draft for a full 16-week season, 17-week season. And we'll see if he can hold on. But as of right now, he's in first place, first in the division, Division 3. A+. Give him an A+. If it wasn't for some lucky win, I think back in week 3, this man would be undefeated. But again, if I know him any better, he's probably, beating me to this video, congratulating himself. Team Bungola started out like gangbusters with the likes of Danny Amendola and all the other guys he drafted, the Chiefs defense and Harvin and Daniel Thomas, all those guys. But he's since fallen on hard times. Injuries and again the bye weeks, man. You guys really got to draft for them bye weeks and look and see which weeks guys are going to be off. Excuse me. But anyway, it was a good pickup this week. I saw he picked up Brandon Jacobs, beat me to the waiver wire with him. Rumor is out of New York that Jacobs is going to be getting a heavier workload, so that may bode well for him because Beanie Wells is a little banged up, but Fred Jackson is doing the thing. Need a little bit of wide receiver help right there, Brungy, if it was in my humble opinion. But we'll see what happens. 4-4, just because you're my strength coach and you help me keep. Actually, I need you right now because I got the retirement 25 on me. I need to get that off me. But anyway, you kept me in shape all those years. You're getting a solid B, brother. Solid B. Kept me going, man. I longed for those days when my body fat was 7.4, Brungy. But anyway, we'll get there in my dreams or whenever. The Takeover. Philly Takeover, my man Milo Dabney. He's from Philly. He's got one of the coolest names in the league. Plus, he has LaShawn McCoy on the roster. He right now sits at 3-5 in 10th place, still within striking distance of a playoff berth, but he needs more out of his wide receiving core, and he's the quarterback position. Eli Manning is solid. He's giving him 20-something a game, 25 a game, but I think his wide receivers definitely have to pick up. If Plexico Burress can continue to find the end zone once or twice a week, I think that'll help him. So with his moves, I'll give him a solid B. Solid B because he's from Philly. He's my man. He's with me. And we'll be in the game Monday night. Finally, Philly Roots, my man Jimmy Jones. Oh, no. This man has been holding Vincent Jackson hostage all season long. This man's got the key to the city in Philly. He's the boys in blue. He's slapping all them brothers around with the fake Muslim beards and everything. Locking brothers up, keeping the streets safe for my family. But he's still getting an F. That's how I grade, man. I just don't like him. He's getting an F. 3-5 in 11th place. Got a lot of talent on his roster. Plays it well some weeks he does it. But just because he's holding my man Vincent Jackson hostage right in front of me, dangling him in front of me, F. F. How you like that, Jimmy? How you like them apples? Anyway, really quickly in this last minute before I get cut off by YouTube, we go through the matchups. Got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of playoff positioning happening this week. 6-2 6-2 Detroit taking on the eventual champions Malik Rose. This is the battle for the first place in Division 2, I believe. Definitely going down. Hope I'm gonna shot with your M16, but you're going down this week. The Brooklyn Boys taking on Philly Roots, 4-4, 3-5. Fungola at Mojo Rising, 4-4 and 3-5 again. A lot of these teams are going to need these wins to stay relevant in the playoff race. Team Bust Your Ass is hoping to get his first win against San Antonio Top Notch Weight. And I'm Negro Diamonds. I'm saying he does it this week because C. White is a big head chump who's been stringing Antonio Gates in front of me for 3 weeks, not pulling the trigger on the trade. Uh-oh, not them again, taking on the Gridiron Gangsters. Again, I'm going with the upset here. Philly takes down the just the self-appreciating or whatever Gridiron Gangsters, Carlisle Peak. And finally, Team Believe That in the Philly takeover. I'm going with Milo over Timmy in this one, just because the Eagles are going to beat up on the Bears. Peace. It's your commissioner. Oh, I got cut off. 15 minutes. I hope it takes. But anyway, it's your commissioner, Big League, taking off. Good luck this week. Holla.